Yee, welcome to Barstool Bench Mob, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. And I remember we were in fucking July, August, talking about fucking Jake's team tours. And now we have a fucking bracket. And I am so excited. We got
a real bracket, though. Last year was a fake bracket. Let's be honest. One site is a fake bracket.
It wasn't a fake bracket, but
weird.
This is back to real normalcy.
Yeah, it's back to normalcy, and it feels great to be back.
Knockoff is the best way. Knockoff bracket.
Knockoff
bracket.
How many times did you say knockoff bracket? That was he.
Test me
there
again.
It is. 10-second Tommy.
Go ahead.
But yeah, this is. I know I'm gonna look at this tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just stare at it and overthink everything and probably get it completely wrong.
Here's this.
But I don't even care.
By the time you're listening to this podcast, I will have this whole thing memorized. I'm just going to stare at it on my phone for 4 hours.
Nerd.
I used to be able to do it.
I can do it.
I'll try to remember the lines, but
why
it's tough
memorize
to,
it? Just fucking have it up. It's right on
just keep
Twitter.
pulling
Because I'm going to be
out.
staring at
It's
it.
always right here.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
carry it around.
See, this is what you people just gotta you fill too many things with your brain and you get anxiety.
It's the important stuff. It's
regardless. This is awesome. We have so much to break down, so I don't even want. We have Miller Kopp on the podcast. We have a full week coming up.
Yeah, this will be an overall not a deep dive. It'll be an overall just like instant reactions. We're not going to break down any individual matchups, and at the end of the show, we'll make our Final Four picks. Tuesday night show, that will be breaking down the lines, the matchups, etc. And then we'll be live. We're calling it March after midnight. We'll be live streaming. After the live streams, we'll be live for our live podcast. So if you miss it live after all 4 days of the first weekend, you'll have it in podcast form as well. So we'll have a show almost every day this week. Best time of the year. And here we go.
All right, before we get into today's podcast, we all have one right in front of us. I have a grapefruit. What do you guys have?
Pineapple, my favorite.
I got watermelon.
I have black cherry. That makes sense.
All right. But yeah, that's High Noon Hard Seltzer. 100 calories, gluten-free, no added sugar. It is, I'm going to read this. Made with real vodka, real fruit juice, and sparkling water. The easy drinking, always socializing, great tasting, sun tasting, toasting, blue sky celebrating, memory making awesomeness in a can, hard seltzer. Get out and enjoy. Just love that.
You only got one word wrong.
One word, not bad.
Very
a lot
proud
of dashes and shit too. But High Noon Hard Seltzer, again, I go to Green Rock, I sit down, bucket of High Noons right in my face, no matter what. We went to an event today, High Noons. Everywhere we go, we are invested in High Noons because they're the best sponsor, and it's just so easy to talk about because it's the best drink. No aftertaste, no nonsense, and also from Thursday to Sunday, you can responsibly drink High Noons all day. And just, it's the best drink to have while watching college basketball, so go get yours at any liquor store right now. Okay.
Tuesday night as well.
Yeah, Tuesday night as well.
Watch party
Jimmy's.
presented by High Noon. If you're in New York City, if you're an Indiana fan, if you're a Wyoming fan, if you're a Texas A&M Corpus Christi fan, or you're a Texas Southern fan in New York City, don't know how many of those there are, but come out to Brother Jimmy's in Murray Hill.
If you're a college basketball fan,
yes,
come out to Brother Jimmy's.
Fair. All right, let's get into it.
I want right now, everyone give me one upset. That's all. I know we're not going to go into the games. We're not supposed to go into the games, but I'm changing it. I want to just do, everyone give me your favorite upset.
So instead of saying upset, because we don't have
12-5 or higher.
We don't have the lines in front of us, so there could be
upset.
No,
like
this is
Joey
just
Joey from accounting upset. Joey from accounting upset.
I want to clarify before.
No, but they don't. This is a perfect
example.
example. They don't know the lines. Joey from accounting example.
Mine's gonna be, I think, the chalkiest one. I think is San Diego State. No, not San Diego State. South Dakota State.
You don't believe in Cooley?
No.
I don't think you realized fully that you were going against the big dog.
No, I did. I've been the biggest supporter of. They didn't get lucky. They play their schedule. Hey, the Big East is okay this year, and
South Dakota State hasn't lost since December, so that's fair.
Mm-hmm. What's your guys?
Davidson. Michigan State really struggles to score. I know they had a little bit of life in the tournament, Big Ten tournament. I think McKillop's a great coach. I'm going to go with Davidson. I also think that storyline, Carolina team versus Carolina team in the second round, comes to fruition.
Does it scare you that they just lost to Richmond? Like I just like they were supposed to win that game. Obviously,
They should have won that.
Yeah, I
game.
get it.
Should have won. It's no. It's just a question. I could see that too, 1,000%. I think Michigan State's shitty.
Davidson was a 10 with Steph, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That means nothing.
Repeating history.
Jake just fucking. What does that mean?
Hey, the magic.
It means nothing.
The magic.
It simply means nothing.
Kentucky was a 2 seed before. Duke was a 2 seed before. Let's run through that. All right, so I was going to go Loyola over Ohio State. I'll go a little, not like just 10-7. That bottom right bracket, man, I'm looking at that.
But before you go, isn't Loyola? That's just everyone's taking sister Gene bags.
But that's why we're saying we're looking at just
like 12s
seeds,
kind of.
seeds. Yeah, so Iowa State over LSU. It's going to be one of two ways in that game. Either the team, like LSU, Will Wade gets fired. LSU's either going to win that game by 100, or they're going to pack it up and lose by 100.
I don't think Iowa State's capable of beating anyone by 100.
No, but
I kind of get what you're saying.
How many times do we see that happen, right? A kid gets injured, coach suspended, Coach K's back goes out. They the team either uses that for one game to rally and they win easily, or they pack it up and they just get destroyed. I don't trust the LSU team.
I swear this is not because of this weekend. I really do swear. Even maybe it's a little bit. I've been praying for Houston to be a 12.
I know.
Praying for Houston to be a 12.
You're a 5.
I'm 5.
Yeah.
A 5 to play a 12. And it just
it's our
so
guy.
happens it's our guy. Like,
I was working on the assumption that none of us would pick him out of a truce.
yeah, we all know
Yeah.
that. But, like, I'm just saying, like, I know Jelly, whatever. We'll get into that. But it's like, Houston, that's a sexy 12-5 for me right there.
I think that's going to be probably the most popular 12-5 upset because you're not going to pick against UConn in March and the other ones.
Indiana over St. Mary's would be a section.
Yeah,
If Indiana beats St.
Indiana
Mary's.
too. Richmond, Iowa, the other 5-12. I mean, mine is Vermont
was
over
gonna say,
Arkansas.
Gee, I wonder what Jake will pick.
No, the only reason I say this, obviously it stinks that I love the Must Bus and Coach Must. He's done a lot for our podcast, but this is a personal 2 years with the program. I really want them to repeat history of 2005. They are really, really close to doing so. They had a close game against Purdue in 2017, a close game against Florida State in 2019. Like, if not now, when? I think they get it done.
And that is your minute on Vermont and never again.
Why is that?
What if they win?
Not in
What if they win?
They have a very.
They win, it gets 5 minutes.
I feel like the world to be talking about Vermont. A lot of people are picking Vermont.
It's been an hour. What do you mean? Who in the world? Just who's
People
talking
want-
about Vermont? Tell me that.
All week, people. You heard Stanford Steve. He's like, they can win a game without even seeing a bracket. Like,
Well, we all said
everybody's
that.
on Vermont. And
But-
I got 4 text messages that said, I think Vermont beats Arkansas.
Marty,
Just
get
saying.
it off your chest. What do you want to say?
No, I think Arkansas beats the fuck out of them. Not the
Okay.
fuck out of them, but I think they handle them pretty well. I think Arkansas, for some reason, is getting disrespected.
The
but I don't
Barstool
know
Sportsbook
why.
has it at 6.5.
Yeah, I think that makes
Right,
sense.
that's what I told you.
Yeah.
I think that
6.5.
makes sense. 7. I was like maybe 7, 8. I don't think they beat the fuck out of them. I think they it's going to be kind of close,
an
but I
11
think
point
Arkansas is hit a stride towards the end of the season. They in the SEC, it's a gauntlet. I'm not saying Vermont's bad. Like, obviously they didn't even come close in the conference championship, but whatever.
All right. I think the Cats get it done.
I tell you what, that was a good segment, Marty.
Yeah.
I have a question now, and I'll go the same type of route. Every year, there's always a conspiracy theory, right? Whether it's former coach or former assistant playing their coach, little brother, big brother type deal. What's this year's conspiracy theory of the bracket?
Oof.
We're going all first glance. We really haven't looked
like
at the
that.
bracket heavy yet.
No.
Is there a conspiracy theory outside of? I mean, obviously, if there are wins, you get whether it's Murray, Kentucky, small school, big school in the same state, Davidson, Duke, same story.
I mean,
Is there anything that jumps out? Are we missing a conspiracy theory?
Duke, fucking Coach K, Izzo last year, of that maybe.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, you get the two legends. I don't know. I mean, it's very early for that, just because we haven't found a lot of storylines just yet.
Right. It comes to my mind every year now because we always hear, "Oh, the committee did this on purpose," and I don't see one that jumps out yet.
No, but this is our first glance. So we'll bookmark that one. But I like the question. All right. Let's start off with the West region. That's the top left corner of the bracket. Gonzaga's the 1, Duke's the 2, Texas Tech the 3, Arkansas the 4. Then Rico's friends are just all partying together. You have Alabama the 6, Rutgers Notre Dame in the play-in game as the 11.
Davidson the 10. Don't forget them.
Yeah, Michigan State the 7. All right. First off, question for Marty.
Boise, too, was on the podcast.
You are a fan of this region for Duke because why?
So I think the top half of the region is a cakewalk for Gonzaga. I really
To get
do.
to the Elite Eight?
I think Boise State, Memphis. I think they match up really well against them. I think they get to. Elite Eight pretty easily, honestly. And then the bottom half is tougher, but with Alabama, Texas Tech, and like they're all beating each other up right there. You know what I mean? So Texas Tech is the one I'm scared of. But I don't think that. I think this region is a very good region to be in.
I'm going to give you one.
And I don't want to. And I'm telling you, if I can pick one of the 1 seeds, it would have been Baylor or Gonzaga. It would not have been Kansas.
You're not worried
or
about
Arizona.
trying to beat Gonzaga twice?
Obviously, I'm worried about it, but like it also gives you that peace of mind. Like we already did it without AJ Griffin, and they're obviously both 2 different teams now. But I actually like I'm fine with this.
Can I float something at you real quick? Because I agree when I first looked at it, Gonzaga, right? What does Drew Timme struggle with?
Big man.
Contact.
Sonogo.
Well, I'll give you even more. Duran, Sonogo, and Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
Okay? Now he doesn't
Ryan
have to play
Davis.
all 3. Yeah, Brian Davis.
Ryan. Yeah.
Ryan Davis.
And basically, with
You don't have to play all 3, but he does have to play 2 of them, guaranteed.
I think I'm
Well,
basically
if the
saying
seats hold,
that they
whatever,
got
but-
the easiest 8-9 game.
You think Boise State, Memphis is the easiest 8-9 game?
You don't think Memphis can out-athletize him?
Memphis.
I think,
And
all
Duran
the other
can just
ones, I think
fucking
I'd
beat 'em
rather-
up?
I think Seton. I wouldn't want to play Seton Hall, TCU 8-9.
What about San Diego State? Creighton?
That was a second
Yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
but like the other ones with UNC and Marquette, fuck that, dude. That's horrible.
Yeah. No, I agree with what Marty's saying. I think Gonzaga, obviously Vermont and Arkansas bias aside, I think they have a very favorable draw to the Elite Eight. But yeah, I think Duke's Sweet 16 game, assuming they get there, one of those teams, Alabama, Rutgers, Notre Dame, Texas Tech, like that is tough. Just for game 3 of 6 for if you want to win the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like Sweet 16, you're never getting an easy game. You know?
No,
It's
you're talking
like-
about a 2-3. Like, the
Yeah, like
seats
it's
hold. You're talking about a
always going to
2-3.
be tough, that Sweet 16. I'm always more worried about the first weekend because then you get the jitters out. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, all right, let's go.
I said this on our show during the reveal. If I'm a Duke fan, I do get a little nervous about Davidson just because their stylistic issue of play, right? Like we saw it against Virginia Tech last night, or now 2 nights ago when you listen to this. The ACC title game, Hunter Couture just lights you up. And no shtick, Marty and I talked about it. Like 2 good friends.
Yeah.
The defense gets a little problematic. The lack of shooting is problematic. If Davidson has one of those nights where they're just hot, that's that little worrisome.
Yeah,
and we
it
talk about
is.
history. Isn't Greenville where South Carolina beat them? Is it?
Yeah. That was a crazy
Also,
geographic bounce for
McKillop
them.
has played Duke a bunch of times. Non-conference games. Like early in the season. He's got them, I want to say, at least a handful.
And obviously Izzo has experience too.
I know for a fact Davidson had played at Duke.
I'm
They're
looking up
in-state.
I'm trying to look up his record versus Duke.
Go ahead. I would imagine it's 7 games.
I also like the conspiracy shit. Like I don't see how it's not Michigan State Duke second round.
Right.
Where it's
Well, there's a
like,
storyline either way, like they were
history.
saying, the North Carolina
Yeah, I
thing.
know, but mostly I feel like just Michigan State Duke. It's
Yeah.
like that people, the reporters are gonna
Like
jerk
that
off to that.
region, they haven't announced at the time of this recording the times and the broadcast pairings yet. Jim Nance and A team is
Oh,
going to
yeah,
that one.
for sure.
Well, they're always in. No, they always have the one overall. I thought
I don't think so. Maybe in the second.
that's how
weekend.
it's for sure is in the second week.
They're putting
I
Jim
thought in the
Nance at
first
Duke,
weekend, too.
like no matter what.
Yeah, maybe.
Rico, question for you now. We mentioned
Yeah.
all of your teams together. So you're an Alabama guy, you're a Rutgers guy, you're a Notre Dame guy. They're all playing against each other. What does your honest gut say? Do you actually like Alabama to advance, no matter who they play?
From 06 to 13, they played them 4 times, so maybe I'm mistaken. Go ahead. Give me that again.
So you're an Alabama guy, you're a Rutgers guy, you're a Notre Dame guy. They're all together. Do you actually like Alabama to move on?
I don't like that you have to wait.
Yeah.
So you have to game plan now twice.
Dude, That's a
Like
tough
Oates has to
first
write out
game,
two.
man.
They got to write out 2 game plans,
Yeah.
and they also have to wait of who they're playing.
Are we pretending like his game plan is going to be any different? Like, doesn't Alabama just have the same game plan?
Fair. You got to know what they're doing as well. Personnel wise, like Notre Dame's a little bit different than Rutgers. I think Notre Dame and Rutgers are kind of similar teams. They're going to try and slow it down. Notre Dame's definitely going to be a little bit more up tempo than Rutgers. Baker,
To
McCall.
11, that's a tough first game.
It is.
The
It's a
11
tough game.
Seeds, Virginia Tech, Rutgers.
Where
Notre
is that?
Dame,
Where are they playing that game?
Michigan.
San Diego.
So Bama's going out to San Diego for the first round.
Yep.
With Texas Tech. All right,
Yep.
so no advantage with Texas Tech. I mean, listen, I said it the other night. That's why it was a hammer play for Kansas. Texas Tech's great. Marty, you had great eyes on them, right? They can go 4 to 7 minutes of not scoring. Like, no joke. We saw 8 minutes, no field goals against whoever the fuck they were playing a couple of weeks ago. I don't. They all run together. Either way, Texas Tech goes for spurts where they don't score. I know Bama struggles on defense, but that might help them. Like, Texas Tech's not going to light anybody up. Scoring, they could. Sometimes they struggle scoring wise.
Yeah.
Bama can get hot. Listen, is it stacked against them? Yeah.
Can you imagine? I will
Duke,
lose
Bama, Sweet
my
16.
mind if I play Alabama. And Duke
That would be
Sweet 16.
incredible
I
for
mean,
this
it'd be great.
podcast.
It'd be great content.
I would, and Rico would be having a half jersey. He'd be an Alabama Duke jersey.
I think I'm rooting for that. That-
Brady Quinn
for
system.
the podcast.
I'm
it's
in
the
a
best.
pickle here because I like Pikel. Obviously Bray's a white whale. Davidson took that meeting. We owe them a lot. Duke, like this is.
Before, by the way, the context of that, before this podcast got greenlit, Rico set up a meeting with Davidson's SID. That was it.
No, assistant coach.
Excuse me, assistant coach.
Here's the thing with Bama, though. You mentioned how, like, Tech won't score for 8 minutes. So does Bama. Like, look at their losses. They go, like,
They can
look
go
at, like,
cold as well.
they go, like,
Okay.
2 for 23.
Yeah, listen. Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's the West region. Gonzaga the 1, Duke 2, Texas Tech 3, Arkansas 4.
I think that's my takeaway. I'm going to end on that. So
Hold on. There's one team there that I just want 30
UConn?
seconds on. That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Do we feel like UConn's kind of forgotten about?
Yes.
I'm
With
not saying.
Sonogo.
I think
Yes.
because of
that's the point exactly I was going to make. Timmy, this lines up great for Gonzaga. But do not sleep on the big men he is going to have to play and his track record against big men this year. Bediako for Alabama. Paolo for Gonzaga. For Duke. Championship game last year. He checks out when shit gets tough.
It's just UConn is one of those teams. We talked about it right before we went live about how Jake and I will probably memorize this bracket in 4 hours just staring at it. It does feel like UConn's the one team that I keep forgetting where they are, and they're a 5 seed. Like we talked about every other 5 seed.
Yeah, but it's just like
just seeing Gonzaga is tough.
UConn.
No, I agree.
UConn, like, dude,
Especially
they
out
don't-
west.
It just seems like they don't win, like the game, like those bigger games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Villanova game in Big East tournament. Like
Right.
There's other games where it's just like they should be in them and they just don't. They don't finish it. So I think that's why. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying about UConn, but it's interesting. I agree with what Marty's saying. Those are a lot of scary teams for Duke, but the fact they're going to take each other out
Yeah,
is
helps.
big. But it is a loaded region. I think in terms of, I know we said there wasn't really a region of death, at least at the first glance, but this is some facey names and
Like
facey
really
teams.
good games early. In there.
Confidence level of you to Duke to get to the Sweet 16.
I
1 to 10.
It's like 9.5.
Okay, good. It's a good clip. Thank you very
There's
much.
a yeah,
I did it.
All right, what's
There
your
it
confidence level of Alabama to the Sweet 16?
wide open.
6.5.
Wow.
That's
6.5.
someone does
Well, I was
not
never gonna be
believe-
below
someone
5.
does not believe in their team. That's
Texas
all I gotta
Tech's
say.
good. It's a tough matchup. It's a
Just
tougher
saying.
matchup. Who'd you rather play, Texas Tech or Michigan State?
All I hear is Rico doesn't believe in
State.
Rutgers or Notre Dame.
Yeah. True.
That's true. Worst video in company history. Set us back 20
All right,
years.
shake. All right, buddy. Go shake somebody's hand.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's the reason I'm picking Vermont over
Exactly.
Arkansas, because I've shook hands with both coaches. One of them went well. One of them didn't. That's the tiebreaker. All right. On to the South region of this 2022 NCAA tournament. Arizona, the 1 seed. Of course, Tommy Lloyd in his first year. Villanova, the 2. Tennessee, the 3. Illinois, the 4. And Houston's the 5. Dave's Michigan team is in at the 11. Rico, Start with you. Biggest takeaway here. South.
I think because Rico, his brain's just so slow.
Rico's
today.
5 second.
So I got so much shit going on. All right, so
What do you have going on? We're all doing the same fucking thing.
Here's where I'm at.
We've been together for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
Tempo wise,
Oh god.
There you go.
this lines up great for Villanova.
Okay, why?
Nobody's gonna try. Like they got 6 guys. They want to play. Sometimes they want to play slow. They're gonna run their shit. Who are they facing? Loyola Chicago, slow.
Or Ohio State.
Right, they're out. Ohio State's out. Tennessee in the Sweet 16. Michigan, we like Dickinson. They're gonna play slow as well sometimes.
Roddy, 90-1.
Roddy's gonna also. Colorado State's a grinded out team. So let's say they get there. This lines up great for Villanova. And I know we say Villanova's frauds, tough. They do what they do. We see them win games when they score in the 50s. If you don't cover them, they could punish you for 80. I like Villanova's draw a lot here.
I mean, I've been saying from the beginning, they just won the Big East tournament. I trust Jay Wright in March.
Matchups matter. Listen, Tennessee, I know they just won the SEC, but like they're ugly as well.
Well, let's say something about Tennessee. So their fans feel very disrespected. They're not a 1 or a 2 seed after winning the SEC. They're mad at me for not picking them to win a game in the SEC tournament. I was wrong. I'll admit it. But this proves, like Riggs said on our selection show, recency doesn't mean anything.
Which is stupid. But Riggs also apologized to me. I was right.
About?
He's told me before the show.
I thought Tennessee played their way to a 2 seed.
Or a 2.
I thought it was at least a
You
debate.
said it was a 1.
I said they were in the debate for 1. They should be a 2.
And then I said they're going to be a 3.
Yeah, I thought.
It's gonna
You said
sound
3-4
crazy.
though. You also
Yeah.
threw out a 4.
You know what I probably would have flopped? I would have flopped Auburn into a 3 for Tennessee.
They were a
I
1
don't
seed the
think
majority
so,
there.
though,
That's a
'cause
big penalty.
That's where Tennessee, if they just because they won, doesn't just knock out Auburn to the
Okay.
next thing. That's where it's
Auburn
mixes.
faltered late though down the stretch.
Because
I
they
know
had a
what you
chance to be
mean.
number 1 overall a few weeks ago, Auburn.
Yeah, they were number
So
1.
I don't think
seed.
you
They were
drop
number
them to
1
a
for
And then
like
I mean,
like
you
a
don't
month.
base it off cause and effect also, but like Auburn kind of got handled by A&M. Tennessee puts it on A&M.
Yeah, it's
I
just-
got you. But you
yeah.
do win the league, like Tariq
my
said, it should
biggest
matter.
thing,
So.
though, dude, Michigan being such like a definite as an 11 is kind of crazy.
It is.
Like
We'll talk about that with Miller Kopp in a little bit.
there's
too.
some bad losses in there. There's some. The fact that they're not a play-in game is crazy. I'm going to tell you this, so they're beating Colorado State. Fact.
I think everyone's
It
going to
just
have
feels
it just
that way.
because of the brand.
Right? It's just like they have to win that game. It's
Their
just-
national championship pick at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
It's still alive.
So Tennessee was the. I just pulled up the S curve list to see how close
1
they
through
were.
68, right?
1 through 68. Auburn was the number 1, 2 seed.
So they almost got it.
It was Baylor, then Auburn, Kentucky, Villanova, then Duke was the last. Tennessee was the second 3 seed. That's kind of crazy. Like it just shows. Like, I mean,
Who was the first one? Purdue?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay, that makes sense.
But does it just show the? And the
Yeah, well,
conference
also
tournament
playing
season
on
just
Sunday is
doesn't mean
bullshit.
shit?
The SEC playing on Sunday is bullshit.
So does the Big Ten.
So I know we just said that recency doesn't mean anything in terms of resumes. However, the 1 Arizona, the 2 Villanova, the 3 Tennessee are all conference tournament champions. So you're getting all hot teams in the same region. So it kind of cancels out, right?
And the 5 seed.
And the 5 seed Houston,
The only one out of the top 5 that didn't win their conference tournament was
Illinois.
Illinois.
And Illinois got a
Was the
chip
1
on their
seed.
shoulder because they got a second round exit to Loyola last year. Like they do not want to get embarrassed in the opening weekend again.
I feel like this is the region. I just have no idea what the hell, like where the hell to go.
And remember, Arizona, Kirk
Yeah.
Caruso is a question mark. We don't know if he's coming back for the
I
tournament.
need
Yeah.
Kirk Kriisa versus Peter Kiss.
I know.
I
that
need
too.
Kirk
Oh
Kriisa
yeah,
versus
right,
Peter
State
Kiss.
Bryant.
That's great.
That's like just 2 elite shit talking point guards.
So who's the most likely to knock off Arizona? Illinois?
I'm not believing in Seton Hall. They've been too inconsistent. I think
TCU?
TCU could give them a little bit of a run. I don't know if I'm ballsy enough to say they're going to win the game,
Yeah,
but
Arizona's got a lot of weapons. I agree with you. But TCU, Dixon can get a game plan.
Jelly Walker.
I can see, I can see TCU beating Arizona.
Yeah?
Like, I really can.
Or it's one of those where it's like you look, we're watching, it's under 4,
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, and it's a 1 point game,
toss-up.
and you're like, whoa, how
'Cause
did
I
we get
think-
here?
I think a lot of people are like Arizona is national championship this year. It's like
they weren't on anyone's radar preseason.
Like Illinois last year.
Illinois last year, where everyone's like, there's no way where they can lose any of these games. They can definitely lose in the second round for sure.
I kind of think of if one of these, if it wasn't Seton Hall TCU and it was like a mid-major, but not like
a San Diego
like
State?
in between a mid-major, in between a mid-major and like the no man's land, that's the team that beats Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The fact that all top 3 seeds and 4 of the top 5 won their conference tournament just really cancels everything out, and anything can happen because no one's limping in this region. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
I have no idea where to even. But
if
we say Arizona gets caught, like who the hell gets out of there?
There will be one seed in the Final Four.
Just one total?
Yep.
Okay, we'll get to your picks
That's
a little bit
call.
later.
That's a good call, okay.
Yeah, we'll wrap up with our Final Four picks.
Only one?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
I mean, I said on the selection show, I don't think the difference between the 1 and 2s is really anything.
No.
I think it's I agree with you, Riggs. Like, I don't know where to go. That makes me think chalk.
Could be.
I think it's very much lining up Arizona.
Could be.
So,
Arizona, Villanova, Tennessee. Because Villanova, Tennessee will be a war. Similar 2 teams, but that's chalk as well. 1-3 to me is still chalk.
I was thinking about
It
this
is.
when this was going on, that everyone and their mothers, like Rico has been saying as well, but I've been saying it too, wide open tournament. As Stanford see 20 teams.
You'd see it
that
being
go
you're cutting
3
it
1
down.
seeds and a 2.
also see it being like, okay, just no one was that good.
Duke,
And,
Arizona,
the top
Kansas, and
teams
Kentucky.
just keep winning.
The
you know
Elite
what I
Eight's
mean?
the Elite Eight's like a
So-
1 versus 3,
Yeah.
1 versus 2,
Yeah,
4
the
versus 2.
reason I say there's only going to be one seed is like they're going to like lose to the 2 like
Right.
4. It's not like going to be that crazy.
What if you did have to? That's a good transition as we get to the second half. What would you put that number at right now? Like without going through the bracket line by line. Stanford Steve said 20 teams. What do you cut that down to right now?
That can win it all?
7.
I'm going to say
Guys are down to 8.
I've been at I think
know.
well
Probably around 10.
When was the first the first Kentucky Auburn game, which
Yeah.
like first podcast I did with you? That's when I said there were 7.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't deferred too much. I might have dropped teams in and out, but
yeah, I got 8.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd say around 10. I don't think you can count out some of the 3 seeds. I think.
I agree with that.
I only have 10.
Yeah.
That's all right. I didn't think I'd have that few. I have 10.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's matchup based as well, too. You know what I mean?
for sure.
Bless you. All right, let's move on to the Midwest region, bottom right portion of the bracket. But before we do, remember, we are on Sling TV every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and try it free. Watch our exclusive new Sling show, Barstool Bracket Buzz. And if you love watching live sports, but you're tired of the high prices, it's time to take control of your TV experience. It's time you got Sling. And it's the cheapest way to watch college hoops. Sling is easy to set up, easy to use, and there's no contract. Sign up now and try it absolutely free. Whatever you're into, Sling is where you can find the live sports you love, all in one place. Go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and try it free. All right, bottom right portion of the bracket. It's the Midwest region. Number 1, Kansas. Number 2, Auburn. Number 3, Wisconsin. 4 is Providence, and 5 is Iowa. I'll start off with Iowa. So they just won the Big Ten. Of course, we mentioned recency doesn't matter. However, before this Big Ten tournament, guys, they were still very hot. I thought they would at least get a 4 seed.
8-1 in their last 9 with a Big Ten championship. They're the most, to me. Oh, I always mispronounce.
Disrespected seed? You could just say that.
Underseeded.
Uh-oh. You can't say underseeded.
No, I confuse like
Over and under,
and
yeah.
over.
They're underseeded, meaning they should be higher, so they're underseeded. And I'd say LSU is the most overseeded team. LSU is a fucking 6. Come on.
No, I actually think they're
So
spot on.
if this wasn't
What
a selection Sunday, we'd be leading off the show with Will Wade
Yeah.
being out at LSU
Right,
and
yeah,
Mike
yeah.
White moving from Florida to Georgia, which is
also
crazy.
like
but
no one like when you saw that Will Wade was fired, like, oh yeah, that
Something
should probably happen 2 years ago.
Well, that's why I was shocked. It was 3 years and 5 days.
Yeah.
To the day of when Yahoo had the first report about the strong ass offer on Wiretap. What's another 2 days?
What's up?
we got Big Cat here.
You like your draw.
We're literally in the
like
Wisconsin
your
region.
yeah, we're in the Wisconsin region right now, the
I think you
Midwest.
have the
I
easiest
love our
region.
draw, but it doesn't mean anything. It's a fucking tough tournament. But I like our draw.
Yeah, I think you have the best.
Interim coach.
I think you have
Yeah.
the best region.
What happened to Alabama? 6?
That was about where they were going to be.
Yeah.
Tough. They have a tough draw.
Who's Bryant playing?
Wright State. It's a home game for Wright State.
We got fucked.
We?
I got no ties there.
We also came up with a bet that's going to be out for the entirety of the tournament. That's going to. I'm a rider right now, but
Oh yeah, congratulations.
me, Rico, and Dave are probably not going to survive this bet. So it consists of us as a team picking a side or a total on every single game of the tournament.
Oh, this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
A bet. Hold on, people can bet on that, or it's a bet
Yeah.
against
No, they can bet again. They can bet for or against us every day.
them? Okay.
And then if at the end of the tournament we're above 500, they get bonus cash.
Oh God.
So you, me, and Dave are going to have to come together every single day and pick every single game,
You guys are
a side or a total on every single
you're
game.
gonna kill him.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Demise of Bosco.
Thank you, Big Cat. All right, yeah. So we're on the Midwest region.
I think it's the easiest region.
I think it's the same
Kansas
as
Auburn. I kind of want chalk there. Kansas Auburn Elite Eight would be sick.
Which is like every 1-2, like he's not going to be easy, obviously.
Right.
But I think that the 3, I'm sorry we're doing this again, but like Wisconsin is a good team, I understand. But Johnny Davis is like he's hurt.
He's not 100%.
You can see that he's hurt, which is obviously brutal for them. 4 is it's a weak Providence. 5, Iowa. What do you mean? They got blown out in the Big
I know.
East. Like,
Yeah.
I just think if you're looking at all the regions, I think this is the weakest one.
This reminds me of last year's bottom right, where it was mayhem. And Rico, what's the saying if Rutgers would have beat Houston?
They'd be wearing white.
That kind of feels like this down here, right? Like Auburn might escape to the Final Four, but you're sitting there going like, okay, they played Miami, Iowa State,
Like,
and
all right, so I'm not even being a dick.
Iowa to get there. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you like? And it's good he left the room. Like, in all seriousness, I think Wisconsin's a better team. Does Colgate match up pretty well with them? Score, slow, methodical, experienced.
Again, it's just how Johnny Davis, like his ankle is, dude.
Well, all right. So, do you?
It's
you
a
don't
projected
do you
7
think
point game.
You think Colgate can beat Wisconsin?
No, I don't think so.
I
But
think
it's not a
Wisconsin-
trick
It's
question.
scareable. I just
I
say
think
it's on
Wisconsin's-
scare alert.
I think
the line's
Colgate
only 9. I know we're doing that.
scarier than the LSU Iowa State winner.
Colgate has a
Yes,
Colgate has the 203rd defense in the country.
fair. They shoot really well
Patriot
from
League,
3.
not that good.
They will go to their.
They are the second- they are
It's
the
going to be a
second
slow game. Their tempos are probably similar. How many seniors does Colgate have?
Colgate's very average. temperature.
Colgate, you got to remember, what did Colgate do in the first round last year against Arkansas?
Almost beat 'em.
Had them fucking worried.
Yeah.
Arkansas was more athletic than Wisconsin. Like
Colgate's
whatever.
another one of those
It's-
mid-majors.
I'm just saying.
That's like they're
Keep
knocking on
your-
the doorstep, and it's like, can they get over the hump and win
Keep
a game?
keep your eye on that game. It's going to be that is a tough matchup for Wisconsin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, with that said, Wisconsin gets by that. You're right, Jake. I think they smash whoever they play in the second round. Smash.
Shout out TJ Altenberger getting this team in the tournament.
Oh yeah,
2
he
wins
deserves it.
first
But
year.
you know they were overachieved early. So
Right. Yeah.
Iowa got fucked.
So Kansas is the 1. They're getting hot. Auburn's the 2. Auburn's limping in right now, though.
I
What do we
think-
make
I
of
mean,
them?
Kansas has the easiest route to the Sweet 16.
I'll be honest.
Did you say that about Gonzaga? Or you were split?
I was split between them two.
Yeah.
Because their 8-9s are like, that was a 2.
Kansas is so deep. It doesn't make sense
But,
to me
dude,
that Kansas is
Iowa, Kansas would be fucking unbelievable.
a lot of
That'd
fun.
be a really fun
lot of
game.
and you know what?
Matchup.
Both teams are very deep. That's a lot of players on the floor in there.
This
A
is
lot of guys who could play.
This was the 3rd region announced live, and I really wanted Kentucky as that 2 seed there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That Auburn has a.
That's where I wanted them.
I want to.
Oh, because you saw the whole thing unfold too.
That's
so
what I'm
you were
saying.
like,
As it
okay,
was
like
happening,
it, like it,
I
like
started
it.
doing the math in
Oh
my
yeah,
head.
definitely.
Yeah. No. Auburn. It's which Auburn team are we going to get? If we're going to get the Auburn
And
from.
A lot of people are kind of like down on Auburn right now, so I think it's like a good spot.
And they're gonna be
I
in-
need
they
to
go
look at their odds for the champions.
Now,
South
Marty, you
Carolina,
made a face
Chicago.
on USC. Why do you not like USC?
I don't believe in USC whatsoever.
Okay.
I really don't. I think the Pac-12 is overrated, and I also think that they're just not a good team. That was like one of my teams that I never believed in, and like I'm got to go with my gut.
You think? Yeah. Okay. Mobley versus Smith would be a little bit of an interesting.
That's a good point, though. This time of the year, it's gut feel.
Yeah.
90%. Like,
All-
matchups matter, but it's gut feel.
Auburn 17-1. I'm taking that when I get home.
To win it all?
Yep.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Their odds are this low. They were the number 1 overall seed potentially like 3 weeks ago.
But their odds, I don't think they dropped lower than like 9-1.
Yeah, I think so.
Cooley's gonna get this. Cooley gets disrespected too again.
Everyone's going to take South
Crazy.
Dakota State,
Everyone's
too.
gonna take South Dakota State.
They went undefeated in conference. I don't know. And then, of course, I mentioned this in the selection show, but I'll mention it again. Texas Southern, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, playing for the right to play in their home state.
Texas.
Jake literally we talked to him after. He's like, well, I mean, it's true. I'm like, who?
Geographically,
gives
it's
a
true.
fuck?
Obviously, they're not going to have like actual home court. I'm saying geographically.
What is that? That's a waste of words.
Imagine if they
geographically
Imagine if they beat Kansas. This
Home
shit
game,
grand that he'll
Corpus
have.
Christi. So that's the Midwest region: Kansas, Auburn, Wisconsin, Providence, Iowa. A surprise 5 seed after winning the Big Ten tournament. And then off to the East region.
Right away, hardest region.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Baylor, Kentucky, Purdue, UCLA.
Let me tell you this. I think UCLA's a fraud, but it's still like you have to respect what they did last year. It doesn't matter, but still. The 8-9's brutal. Baylor obviously is good.
UNC Marquette. That might be the best. Yeah, that's
Murray
the best.
State terrifies me.
Murray State.
Also undefeated in conference.
30-2. You don't want to play them in the second round.
No.
That is
they're a top 25 team.
It's crazy to say. I'd rather play Michigan State than Murray State.
I'm hoping San Francisco finds a way to win.
Am I wrong?
No.
I'd rather play Michigan State than Murray State.
Agreed. Murray State's the toughest 7.
Yeah, no.
Just
I mean, I agree. Well, especially like stylistically, the way they play and shit.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I think like this specific game, Kentucky. Would I rather play Murray or Michigan State? I'd rather play Michigan State.
1,000%.
Marty,
Right. So, go ahead, Jake.
you're officially wrong on the WCC. Admit it. 3 teams.
I don't.
Just say you're wrong. It's over.
I'm not wrong.
Oh my God!
I'm
You
not
lost the
wrong.
bet.
I mean, that's like San Francisco does not deserve to be
They're
there.
comfortably in though.
You
They're
lost.
10 seed.
That's just I'm not gonna.
They're
I'm not gonna
comfortably in.
Apologize or say I'm wrong.
That's crazy.
Staring at 3 teams. Whatever.
I'm not gonna do it.
All right. What? I've been against them all year.
your battles.
I've been against them all
Pick
year.
my bat. Yeah, you say
I'm gonna pick
talking
to
yourself.
myself. Yes.
Jake's
Yes.
talking to himself. Let's everyone real quick. This podcast, like Rico, obviously is the top crazy person. I'm probably the second, where it's like, but I'm not crazy in your way. We have to watch out for them too.
He's pointing to me and producer
Yeah.
Jake.
And
it's why.
it's mostly him.
Now producer
because,
Jake's
like,
the number one crazy guy. according to
he's
Marty.
dealt with a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit.
He's also going to
And, like,
snap
Jake,
on one
like,
more Missouri
we
comment.
He's got the secret.
we
He's got
can
the
go at
secret.
each
He's
other
got the
with
secret
Jake.
tapes too. in the
He's got the
file
tapes.
somewhere.
He's got so many things that he could just put out on us. Like we
tapes.
gotta be nice to Jake back there because
those secret
he's
tapes.
gonna be like, what the these motherfuckers.
Say Missouri one more time. See what the fuck happens.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rico.
All right, sorry. So I've been on fraud. David fraud alert all year, right? They are going west to east, which I hate. Baylor's banged up. Talk me out of why UCLA doesn't have a great draw here. Why are you guys so against UCLA?
I just think
What we said for a gut, but they have a good draw. They have a good draw with
Same. I'm not
St.
buying St.
Mary's.
Mary. Also, that's a pride game. Like UCLA against St. Mary's. That's a pride game. State of
for
California. So everyone is going to be rooting for St. Mary's to beat the John Wooden and all the history, the O'Bannons, all the history.
Sure. I think Wyoming or Indiana beats St. Mary's.
well, that was. I mean,
Wyoming?
you picking that was like minus 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I still think that though. I really do.
It's.
You guys don't.
I think
so?
I think if Indiana wins, that is going to be one of the most popular
Yeah.
12-5 picks. That will be the most popular.
that opening round game is going to be great. I don't know how much you guys have watched EK. EK's unbelievable against Trace Jackson Davis. Maldonado's really good against Race Thompson. They both have kind of like third pieces of Miller Kopp, obviously, and the kid Jeffries can shoot for Wyoming. That's a very similar game. It's going to be a very entertaining first round game. And I agree with you, Marty. I've watched them. I think Wyoming or Indiana, whoever wins, is up against St. Mary's, which makes me like UCLA even more.
The only thing that I will say about UCLA and their draw, that bottom half of the bracket, they're going to beat the shit out of each other. We
bottom
sold
half's
Texas, but
brutal.
it's still Chris Beard,
Oh,
right?
but Texas
Virginia
is scary. That's a scary six.
Virginia Tech, right? We saw how hot they can get over the course of 4 days. Purdue, their offense
Plays no
obviously
defense.
plays no defense, but their offense top 5 pick. Yale, those Ivy League teams always play dudes close. Murray State, San Francisco, we touched on, then obviously Kentucky. That's a brutal. That we don't have a death region, but that's a death half of death portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
100%.
I think I know it lines up great for Gonzaga. I would say the death region to me is still the West. There's a lot of fucking talent up there.
We can't call it a death region though.
Alabama
It's
is there.
No, Gonzaga, Memphis, UConn, Arkansas.
Don't skip them.
Don't even give Alabama. Texas Tech, Michigan State, Davidson, and
Nice.
half that region is very
Like I said
respectable.
earlier, by brand name.
That's not even
absolutely.
wit. That's if you guys don't even
Yeah.
want me to be a homer with Alabama.
Yeah.
You have to add Alabama is dangerous. That's 9 teams.
You have a point. I'm just busting your balls.
Very dangerous.
I think a potential, if we get chalk, Kentucky-Purdue game would be the best Sweet 16 game.
I don't know if Purdue's getting there.
Really?
I think if
Texas
listen,
or Tech
Virginia
gets them.
Tech is going to give a nightmare to Texas if they don't show up. You don't know what team's showing up for Texas.
Purdue has a tough road.
But if Virginia Tech does what they want to do and gets efficient shots, like Purdue doesn't want to cover anybody. Now the bigs, I think the bigs might be a major problem for Virginia Tech. I'll be honest. Like as sexy as that is,
are you putting Virginia Tech past Texas?
no.
Just if.
It's a tough game. Yeah, well, it's a tough game for that. We've seen Texas like collapse. But with that said, I mean, Texas athleticism against Purdue, I just think Purdue's in a tough draw as well. I really do.
They
I think
have a
it's
bad draw.
very tough draw.
Yeah, I'm looking at if the seeds hold, like the 2-3s, 1-4 Sweet 16 games, it's probably Kentucky, Purdue, or Duke Tech as the like watchability 1 and 2s.
Yeah,
UNC
for sure.
Marquette is my favorite 8-9.
What?
UNC Marquette's my favorite 8-9.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Seton Hall TCU could be very entertaining. as
Baylor
well.
UNC in the second round would be
Oh,
awesome.
there's a conspiracy theory. Dawson Garcia
Oh,
transferred.
yeah, he transferred. Yeah. Revenge game. Yeah, so that's the East region. Baylor, Kentucky, Purdue, UCLA. Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Let's get to our interview with Miller Kopp from Indiana, who is in that East region. The Hoosiers, the 12 seed in the East. First 4 playing game Tuesday night against Wyoming. But before we get to Miller Kopp, we want to remind you about our brand new sponsor. It's Game Time. This is the new exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. They're the only ticketing company Barstool Sports uses to buy tickets. Download the Game Time app and redeem code BENCHMOB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Game Time is a new app created by fans for fans that's changing the way we buy tickets and has become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Here's the story. Years ago, Game Time's founder, Brad, is at a bar with his brother before Game 7 of the NLCS, and he sees ticket prices dropping. So he buys them on his phone, but then he realizes he has to print them. He ends up bribing the bar owner to let him into his office, and after 20 minutes of login, ink issues, he gets the tickets but misses the first inning. He thought to himself, wow, I got a great last-minute deal, but this was a giant pain in the ass. And the Game Time app was born. Today, over 15 million people have downloaded the app. Created by fans for fans, the Game Time app makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, shows, everything. Ever dreamed of sitting in a seat you never thought you could? Courtside during the big tournament? It's possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. The big tournament is here. We're so excited. If you're trying to go to a big tournament game, use the Game Time app 100%. The best part, you get $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code BENCHMOB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, here he is from Indiana, Miller Kopp. All right, we want to welcome on a very special guest, a big exhale from Indiana's Miller Kopp, the junior. And the Hoosiers are dancing for the first time since 2016. They'll be playing on Tuesday night in the first 4 against Wyoming. Miller, it must have been a very tough few days mentally, a roller coaster, I'd say. What went through your mind, though, when you saw Indiana in the field of 68?
I mean, it was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. But, at the same time, I felt like disrespected. I felt like we should be higher and not a last 4 team in, but it is what it is, and we're in. And last year, UCLA was the last 4 team in. And look where they ended up. So it is what it is, but we're ready to play.
You say disrespected. You went after your little Twitter beef this week too, and I thought it was fantastic. You had some good comebacks for it. He said that you were a 90% free throw shooter and you missed, and you still won the game, which is I don't know how he was coming after it. So when you got off the court and you see Dave tweeting about you, what was your thoughts?
Well, it started in the Michigan game. You know, I was gonna go up to dunk the ball, left knee just buckled. It just went out on me, you know, so some things like that happen, but that's where it started. And I said, all right, I got to come back with something, you know, I'm not just going to lay down here. So clap back. I feel like I won that exchange. Then the Illinois game came in after sitting for like 10 minutes, ice cold, came in, missed a free throw. Luckily we won, but came at me again, and I think he was only watching the game before me, because I mean, yeah, Michigan already lost, so I don't know, but you know, so I think he was waiting for me to do something to mess up, but hey, clap back again. I think I got the dub twice, so I think I'm 2-0.
He's got an infatuation, man. I know how it is, you know, like he's just waiting to see you fail. It's tough, man. You handled it with pressure, though. Maybe me and you got to have an offline meeting. Figure out how to clap back like that, because sometimes I struggle. So
sometimes
yeah,
I don't think you've ever clapped back successfully.
Well, I got about like 15 million impressions on those two tweets, so
so you won.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, I did.
So Miller, so we mentioned Tuesday against Wyoming. You said you felt disrespected. What seed did you and the rest of the team expect to see? Did you expect to see maybe a single-digit seed or a 10 or 11 or at least the bye without going to Dayton?
Yeah, I think at least a bye. That's what we were all expecting, you know. But honestly, we didn't know what to expect. You know, I think we in our conference tournament we put ourselves in a good position. We showed that we can beat any team in the country in the conference. You know, so I think we weren't expecting to be in a play-in game, but I think we all just like it because we're playing on Tuesday. We're going to practice and fly out, and we're just going to be hit the floor running.
I think I know like you feel disrespected, which I actually kind of agree, because after the Illinois game, I'm like, all right, I think that's should definitely solidify you. But I've always said that first playing game kind of get you going too. Like, all right, you guys aren't rusty. These teams are off for 4 or 5 days, whoever you play next, and you're already played on Tuesday. So it's like, I don't know. I always think that's a weird advantage when you win if you win that game.
It's got to be. I mean, especially if you're coming in, to the tournament. No one on our team's been to the NCAA tournament. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if we get that win, which we expect to, is like, we're swagged up going into Portland.
Yes,
so
exactly.
We're ready. It's kind of just a jolt that we need.
The thing with this season, when we saw you guys in November, you were rolling, you were undefeated, started 6-0, and then 10-2, 16-5. Then we hit February, right? You guys lose 5 in a row. You lose 7 of 9. Walk us through that bump in the road, because things got a little dark there, right? There was doubt about whether or not you guys would go to the NCAA tournament or the NIT, but how you were able to bounce back and eventually beat Michigan and Illinois in the conference tournament to eventually punch the ticket.
Well, we lost so many close games. It was crazy. I feel like we didn't, other teams didn't beat us. We, beat ourselves, and we let them beat us, type of deal, to where, we had Wisconsin down 22. We let that game just, slip away. And other times where it's like, 5 or 6 of those games, like we had in the palm of our hand. And so, we always kind of felt like we were going to be like, we could play with anybody in the country. And you saw it in the last Iowa game, what was it, yesterday? It's like, we played them better than any team, has played them, in the past probably month and a half. And they ended up winning, obviously, but, we feel like confident as ever, going through that rough patch is like, we're up every game. So it's like, it's just about finishing those games now.
I don't know. I'm getting a little upset for you, fucking being in that playing game. Like, Michigan gets.
It's a little
in,
tough that Michigan gets a.
I'm
Michigan
not.
gets
I'm a
an
Kentucky
11.
fan. I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm a Kentucky fan. I was cheering for you to miss it.
That's all right. It's all right.
I mean, that's what college is supposed to be. Why would I want Indiana to be happy?
No,
right?
for sure. No, for sure. But we're also Indiana.
It's just the Michigan one. It doesn't make sense.
That is tough head to head, and Michigan's like a full line ahead.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
what I'm
little
saying.
tough.
Like that's what I was going through in my head. It's like, all right, they just beat them in the tournament.
It's like I said real quick to you guys on the show. It feels like conference tournaments outside of the automatic qualifier just don't mean shit. Like how many times do you see a team beats a team, and it's like, well, how are they not seeded?
I mean, even Iowa wins the Big Ten, and they're fucking a 5. It's like what? What's
I mean,
that?
yeah, and you start looking at the lines. Like, listen, I know Miami had a decent season, but Virginia Tech 11, Miami 10. Like, he's right with the conferences. You start to look at these side by side, but
I know.
What does this appearance in the tournament mean for the state of the program, right? Because Indiana's a blue blood, as we mentioned off the top. Since 2016, you hadn't made the NCAA tournament. Tom Crean's out, Archie Miller's out, and Mike Woodson, here he is, year one. You guys are dancing. I know you transferred from Northwestern, but what's the vibe on campus? I know it's only an hour-ish old, but it's got to feel good because you guys are back where you belong.
Yeah, man, it's nice. It's big. I mean, people are gone for spring break right now, but it's good vibes. It's very good vibes around the program and just with everybody in it. It's like, we feel good that we're here and we're back. It's where we belong, and now it's about winning a national championship. That's the goal.
have you watched any of Wyoming?
Nah, they've sent us film. As we speak, film is on the way.
I'll text you some stuff I see too. Help you out.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, what's the schedule?
I haven't watched much. Huh?
EK's good.
Oh, practice tomorrow. Fly out. Boom.
Yeah, this is less than 48. This is right
That's
around
what
48
I was curious
hours.
about. Like, what's the schedule? You find out what 6:10?
Yeah.
6:20?
Yeah. I actually to end the interview, I want you to do me a favor. You got your phone on you?
Got my phone.
Go to Twitter and go on Dave Portnoy's Twitter, and I want you to rate his shot he did today. It's like probably like 3 or 4 tweets down. So I'd like you to go look at his Twitter, look at the video, and let me see what you think about his form. Have you guys made plays?
All right. Well, he's got the Ray-Bans on, licking his lips like he's all right, like he's in middle school. Okay, he turns around. Posture's not great. Hair in the back of the head's still growing. Flicks, turns, twists the body. Not sure what kicks he's got on there. Girlfriend probably got those for him for sure. Completely turns into the shot. He knew it was going in. I'm not gonna lie.
Was that John Morant? Was that Dave Portnoy?
I just want to know. How many times it took, but no, it was a good shot. It was a pretty good shot.
Because you know him, he's like, oh, that was one take.
He definitely say it's one take, but I mean, it was a pretty good shot. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on the guy for making a good shot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Miller Kopp, we appreciate it. Congratulations on going dancing Indiana Tuesday night against Wyoming in the first 4. We actually have a watch party for the first 4 for this game specifically. So we'll be watching. Any Indiana fans in the New York City area, come out to Brother Jimmy's. It'll be a lot of fun. Good luck in the dance, and hopefully you guys make a run.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Good luck,
Good luck,
man.
dude.
All right. That was Miller Kopp. Is there still a beef with Dave? Tough to tell. It seems like there is.
For sure. It was very funny, though. Anyone that gets in, like, if you're, especially with the NIL stuff now, you should get involved in all of those because that's just like.
It's the smartest thing you know.
Yeah, and he knew the culture of it, of all the old videos. Miller Kopp is that was a smart move by him.
What's funny is Miller Kopp was probably like 12 when that video came out.
Yeah.
Like,
It is, but it was also interesting that he was a little pissed off about being in a playing game, and I agree to a point where it's like they were barely in at one point, but the conference tournament did help them. But Michigan, them beating Michigan, Michigan should be swapped with them, I believe.
Just because they won the head-to-head?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Again, I just don't understand why Michigan was so comfortable.
Michigan had some big resume wins at the end. They had Purdue, Iowa, Rutgers, Michigan State, Ohio State. Whereas you look at Indiana, their marquee wins in the tournament, Michigan, Illinois, that's it, besides Purdue back in January.
And Michigan
Still,
did
Michigan
beat Indiana at Indiana during the year. So it's like it's 1-1. You have
The recency thing. I think that's.
It's
part
tough.
of it.
Yeah.
I see both sides.
But didn't Michigan have some bad losses?
Michigan's losses were home to
Minnesota at home.
Yeah.
But then again, Indiana lost to Northwestern.
And
I know they didn't have their guys for that game. But
still.
And at UCF.
No, that Northwestern thing really could have really fucked them.
If they didn't win a game or two,
yeah.
If they didn't beat Michigan in the Big
that
Ten
was
tournament,
They were down big.
They
What
were
was it, a
out.
17-0 run
Yep.
in the second half?
Yep.
Like, that was it.
Yeah, they were
an NIT team. But congrats to Miller Kopp, Indiana. Great to see all the Blue Bloods in this tournament, right? All 6?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, everyone got in.
Yeah, it's probably the first time, at least since 2016, because it's the first time for Indiana. But yeah, Miller Kopp was awesome. Trace Jackson Davis, see him in the squad Tuesday night. We'll be at Brother Jimmy's in New York City for Wyoming versus Indiana.
It's a great game.
In the first 4. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
It really is. It's a great game. I don't know how much people have watched Wyoming. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome on. I don't even want to say special guest. I'm going to say special guests. The Big Ten champions, Iowa Hawkeyes. I guess my first
fucking introduction is that, bro.
All right, we're joined by fucking Connor McCaffrey, Patrick McCaffrey, the world's best fucking bench reserve in fucking Austin Ash, and J-Bo, who's been on the team for 10 years, hits the biggest shot in fucking history. All right, is that good, Marty?
Well, you don't gotta out Ash that he's a bench guy. He plays.
He's got energy. He plays, yeah, for sure. So I mean, listen, you guys are 8-1 with a Big Ten title since we went there. Where are our shirts and hats and piece of net? When are we getting that in the mail?
He said, "Where?" They'll be shipped out. They'll be shipped. Yeah, you'll be getting them soon in the mail.
This looks like a hostage situation, by the way. Look at this fucking, it's the best.
J-Bo in the back looks like he got kidnapped.
He did, yeah.
Is that still a thing? Like in college, like the seniors get the back of the bus.
I feel like because we kind of, I don't know. This has always been my seat for like 3 years, and that's been his seat. That J-Bo always sits in the last row.
I've been gradually moving. I was
But, like,
I've been moving back every year.
J-Bo's been moving back, but like Phillips is senior, and he's new to the team, so he sits like way up front. He sits like
you
up in
kick
the
those bastards up in the front. They can't even talk to you.
No, exactly. Keep Keegan's got like the first seat up there.
Do you guys feel a little disrespected with a 5 seed?
You got fucked.
I was honestly kind of confused. Like I thought for sure we'd be a 4. Like we were like, oh, like is there a chance we get a 3? Like we didn't know.
Bro, that's what I was saying, a 3.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Like once we saw Illinois come out with a 4, we were like, yo, is there a chance we're a 3 now? Like did we bump up? But I mean, I guess that's probably 2 seed lines is maybe a little much with just 1 win, but they said last night like they damn near finished the whole thing. So I guess they just kind of slotted us in and left us there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Today for Tennessee, they openly said, and that fucking hack Scientologist Lenardi, he said the Sunday games don't matter. So like what's the point? Like you guys should just move the game up to Saturday if you're gonna get screwed.
Yeah, right. Like if we played on Friday, would it have mattered then? Like why does Sunday not matter? Why? How is that fair?
You know, Rico, you are crazy, but he is such a fat fuck loser. His teeth are mangled like a fuck, and he's like, when he said it's I don't know. I looked at the data, and my Sunday doesn't matter. Then why the fuck do they play?
Why do we play on Sunday?
I've gone a reversal on Lenardi. I'm starting to like him because of how much he pisses you two off.
Oh, he's a fat fuck, Riggs. All right.
He teaches at St. Joe's. He gets them in the bubble every year.
If I saw him in person, I'd fucking smack him in his double chin and just he's like got the gobble like the fucking what is that, a rooster?
Turkey.
He's a bum.
You got me all excited about Lenardi.
Whatever.
Already make a lot of threats. Never seen him go through with it though.
Is that Ash, that motherfucker?
Yo, what's the vibe tonight, Ash? What's the vibe tonight?
Say it again.
What's the vibe tonight, Ash? Where you going? What's the vibe?
What's the vibe?
Airliner.
Every place in Iowa City, like it's spring break right now at school. Everyone's gone.
You want me to make a call at Summit? Those guys always me a favor. I could probably get you in there.
It's closed, bro. It's closed.
What?
That's what we're saying.
Oh my God.
close Sunday night. See again, another reason to move it up to Friday or Saturday. It'll help us for seating, and we can celebrate a little more afterwards.
That's a fact. Tell Ash to keep his fucking shirt on tonight, though.
We're gonna throw some napkins.
All right, yeah. I guess we'll get you. Riggs, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. I was just listening.
All right, we'll get you out of here. There used to be a rival college basketball podcast, and Richmond's head coach went on, and the kid who hosted it was a fucking convict scumbag piece of shit. And Richmond had their coach on, so I hope you guys hang 112 on him. And honestly, and Connor, I know you're like a bad boy. You love to get technicals. That's why you're my guy. But like maybe if you hit a three right in front of his face, you say, "Hey, you shouldn't have gone on that scumbag's podcast."
I'll be sure to throw it in there.
Dig him in a little bit. All right.
Rico, a lot of water was drank by the refs in the Big Ten tournament. I don't know what you want to do with that information, but there was a lot of water.
Rico, did you see our fucking lineup for the refs? This
last game? Yeah, Fat Bo, Courtney. I don't even know the third. Who's the third?
It was Paul Zelk, the last one.
I heard about him. I heard maybe from somebody else, not you guys. I heard about him. But I got blocked by John Adams, the official ref.
Yeah, that was
Wait, the retired official ref.
Yeah, all right, bro. He used to run it. But I got his email now, so I've been emailing him things.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're actually crazy.
Yeah. All right, listen, we don't hold you up too much. We'll save us a parade float. We'll see you in the Final Four. We'll be down there in New Orleans. Just save us a parade float. Tell Dad we said hello. And throw some fucking napkins. Be safe, boys.
Yes, sir. All
right, go Hawkeyes.
Congrats, boys.
See you, boys.
All right, let's wrap up the show. Our Final Four and national championship picks.
Write them down.
Only fitting.
So no one cheats.
Okay.
Well, I post my blog. My entire bracket will be on the blog on Wednesday, too.
Fair.
So we're doing Final Four
and champion,
Jesus
championship game champion. So Rico, we'll go down the table. Let's hear it.
All right.
Dead air.
Gonzaga.
Okay. Gonzaga.
I love the draw, but it's too fucking tight to go with a rematch again. But I see it. I'm sorry. Gonzaga, UCLA, Arizona, Kansas. This is going to change 12 different times. No, you know what?
So 3 1s and a 4.
No, Villanova, Gonzaga, UCLA, Villanova, Kansas.
So 1, 4, 2, 1.
Yeah. So change 10 different times, but
okay, as of now,
just the way that bracket lines up, like, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Marty, who's joining Duke in your Final Four?
Thank you.
Sorry, Rico, say your champion.
No,
too.
in seriousness, it would have been Arizona, but the injury worries me a little bit. Gonzaga, Kansas.
And?
Kansas.
Okay.
Duke, Illinois, Kansas, and this one is where I am tricked up because I'm thinking that I don't want to say Kentucky. I don't want to say it.
I'll shake your hand if you say it.
I'm going to say it. Kentucky.
Hey.
That's
that's some big J right there. That is a big man. Who's your champion?
The championship game and champion.
Yeah,
Who are they beating?
Who are they beating?
Yeah.
Kansas.
Okay. So both of you have Kansas in the title game.
Yeah.
Again, like that's
I agree.
Everyone out there. I have not looked at this bracket enough to give my Final Four and champion.
Yeah,
but
this is first
right,
go.
Just
First
gut.
go.
Yeah.
This
gut.
is where you build it out
this
and then
is for
go
the
back
graphic and to get people talking.
Yeah.
All right, I am not a bigger man. It's Texas Tech out of the West, Kentucky out of the East. Where do I want to go in the South? I will go with Illinois out of the South.
Illinois has a really fucking good
Really,
draw.
really good draw.
And I will go with. Do I want to say Auburn? I don't want to say. It's not Kansas. I can't say fucking Iowa.
How can you not say Kansas? Be serious.
Auburn out of the Midwest.
All right, it's fine.
And it's going to be.
I'm changing mine to Auburn.
But you had Kansas in the championship game.
Yep, Auburn.
So Auburn. So Duke over Auburn.
Yep.
And I'll go Kentucky over It's not gonna be Kentucky Auburn in the title game. See, this is where like it's so you start building it out, right? Like
We're all going to be wrong. We'll say that, most likely.
So then it'll be Kentucky over Illinois.
Illinois in the title game?
Kofi and Oscar would be a hell of a big man game in that.
Kentucky, Illinois.
You got Duke all the way.
Yeah.
They're literally both 2 seeds. You're like Kentucky's not like an 8 seed this year.
I have Illinois in the Final Four.
Yeah. That right side of the bracket's tough.
All right. Gonzaga, Villanova, Iowa, the hot streak's real.
I almost went with them.
I
think
see
they can
Iowa,
shoot their way to the
when
Final Four. I don't think they
almost
can
went
win
with
it
them.
all. I think they can shoot their way to the Final Four. And then I'm going to go Kentucky. I'm going to take Kentucky over Villanova in the title game.
That would be awesome. I would have a great time.
So, yeah.
10 years in 10 years.
Gonzaga, Kentucky, Villanova, Iowa.
Okay.
And then
I don't hate it. I mean,
Kentucky over
I was
Nova
in the Final
in the
Four.
title game.
We're on a float.
I debated Iowa.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
at Summit. Just
So
going nuts.
we'll put that on a graphic on the Bench Mob account. You can roast us. You can.
Let's end
clap
this.
for
Let's
us.
end on.
Wait. I got one more quick question for everybody. One more quick question off the cuff. 'Cause in honor of Jelly, can't say him. Who's the one player that's going to have the Jelly moment that we had in conference tournament?
Ooh.
Is there a player that we get it every year in the tournament? Anyone stick out? We can put it on pause to Wednesday, but anybody stick out?
I think that's a good cliffhanger.
I mean, if the play-ins game count, I'm going with Peter Kiss. You're right, but
But I have to have like a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to make it like a
It
Sweet
probably
16
mean
or
or like a historic buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Like for
Like Sorrentine.
I think it could be the kid Maldonado. I'll be honest.
From Wyoming.
I know we love Indiana. It could be the kid Maldonado. He's a big shot maker.
Yeah.
And if you guys are talking me out of UCLA, so like, who knows? Whatever. I'll go with Maldonado.
It's so tough.
Yeah.
I weirdly
we can save
see-
it for another day.
I can weirdly see like Storm Murphy fucking going nuts.
Well,
Right?
Couture,
The
Couture
name-
just started 7 for 7 from 3 last night.
6 for 6.
Storms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Storms.
All right, we'll end on this.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid's a nut. But hey, Rico, going to Pittsburgh this weekend for my bachelor party, which I said, who the fuck goes to Pittsburgh for a bachelor party?
That's a red flag right there.
It is, but
Go
it gets,
see a bunch of
it
bridges.
gets better. And we got tickets to see UAB. We're all riding the Jelly fam.
That's
a
awesome.
hell of a fucking.
Okay, so they're going to probably watch. He's probably a graduate of one of the schools playing there or something. A fan of one of the schools playing in Pittsburgh.
Maybe, who knows?
Boys.
Either way, you get
trying to-
tickets
I'm
to
trying
the
to help
Jelly
the poor
show.
bastard out.
Let me tell you something. I love college basketball. I ain't going to Pittsburgh for my bachelor party.
I'm trying to help the poor guy out.
I might if I fucking had Jelly tickets.
No, I love jelly. Bro, go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Go
All right.
Lot
anywhere
going on
else.
this week, boys. Lot going on.
So yeah, we'll be back Tuesday night. Deep dive of the actual games. We'll talk lines on the Barstool Sportsbook, and then we'll be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday night after midnight. After all the games wrap up, we'll turn that into a podcast if you can't join us live as well. So, yeah, that's the bracket. It's exciting. Our picks are in.
It's gonna go so poorly.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna go so poorly.
Yeah. I always said, and everyone's going to make the joke that I don't know anything about college basketball, but when I know more about a sport, I stink at it.
Yeah.
NBA, I'm amazing. I just found out Rondo was on the Cavs. Like, I have no idea. But I'm a better gambler in that because I don't think too much. I'm like,
Good player
that
scored.
just makes sense. Yeah, good
player
players
scored.
score. Like this, you've watched so much of it.
One game.
Yeah.
But you watch
Best
so
of
much
7
of it,
series,
and like
like-
you fall in love with other teams, and you're like, okay, and then you just overthink it, and you're like, well, and then after it's over, like, fuck, I probably. should've seen
Aside
that
from
coming.
like the 1s, 2s, and 3s, like I might just flip a coin for my bracket.
You know what? That's what we need to do. Our collective 4 brackets versus a complete coin flip bracket.
Yeah. Including the 1s. Like,
And
are we putting
I
the
want a
16 over
coin.
one?
We
I
can
want
move the ones.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should do this. We have our 4 brackets, a coin, and someone from the office that has not watched the game, and we just show them the jerseys.
Like Daniela.
Just show them the jerseys.
Okay.
They pick the better jerseys.
Games.
Has she?
Got a
Okay.
little basketball knowledge. Cross her off.
Also,
I'm thinking of who I've seen.
we're gonna start a
walking
bench
around.
mob bracket contest. So stay tuned for
I
that
have
as
someone
well.
in mind that I don't want to say right now.
Stay tuned to our socials. We'll announce the details on Tuesday show. We'll start a bracket contest so you guys can go against us
Sure.
as well. That'll be awesome. All right. that's the show. We'll see you guys Tuesday night for a deep dive of round 1.